morning, guys. It is Thursday for me. I'm out on Big Ros, and if I swing round little chairs, oh, you've had a little catch up, well done. And can I just show you where I currently am? Look at this, in this gorgeous field. If I swing round as well behind me, isn't this just a bit dreamy? I needed this morning. I really needed this morning. This is when I remember how much I love my job, and I'm like, thank God I do what I do. Maybe in the middle of winter, not so much, but right now, in this moment, I'm like, I flippin' love it. You know, being out somewhere peaceful and quiet, just having a moment to myself with these guys is just sometimes the best therapy ever. I woke up feeling really stressed this morning. I just got quite a lot on and a lot to fit in the last kind of few days of this week. And obviously Arts is going, which, you know, is going to cause me some stress. I love him dearly, and you know, even though it is 100% the right decision and he is going to the most wonderful home, honestly, they could not be nicer. It doesn't stop you feeling, you know, sad about it. I can't get away from that. This is why I never buy and sell horses for a living, because I would never manage to get rid of anything. Like, I'm trying to think the last time a horse left, unless it was a livery. I don't get rid of horses. I just collect. I don't get rid. And obviously I'm not getting rid of Arts, and the fact that, you know, if it didn't work out there, he can come home, so it's not the end of the world, but, you know, it just still makes you feel quite sort of sad about it. Anyway, this morning was exactly what I needed, just being out in the peace and quiet and just having a moment to kind of breathe and, yeah, take some deep breaths and just relax. I'm going to have to put my phone away quickly because Charlie's pulling the lead rope out of my hand, and that's literally all I'm hanging on to. Hang on a second. So I came across this Ingrid Klimke jumping exercise in one of her books a while ago, and I have been desperate to test it in my arena. So as you can see, it's a simple layout of just two small fences in the shape of an L, and you just jump it on a figure of 8. And it is brilliant if you've got a young horse that needs to learn about landing on the correct canter lead after a jump, or flying changes, that kind of thing. Or if you've got a strong horse like I do with Arts, and you tend to lose them a little bit when jumping because the constant changing the rein stopped that. So for me in Arts, it was a great way to keep a bit more control over his canter, keep him in more of a balanced rhythm, because then that helped him land on the right canter lead. Also, it's just a good all-round kind of gymnastic suppleness exercise. The other thing I found really good about this exercise is that it's really highlighted that sometimes you use too much inside rein to turn your horse. So I really tried to work on looking up and ahead, using my body, using my seat, and using my legs to turn Artie, which is not that easy when they're strong, but it just was a good exercise. I managed to finally get up and get a ride before work today. Me and Arts are out and about. Managed to get on board by 6:30. Managed to be up before 6. Not done too badly this week. I'm quite chuffed with myself. I know it's sad, but I am quite chuffed. Slowly but surely this week I have been going to bed earlier and getting up earlier. So much so now, last night it was 8:30 and I was like, I need to go to bed now. I was absolutely hanging. So, and that is unheard of with me. Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep by like 11:30, 12. So for me thinking I need bed now and being asleep by 9 is, yeah, thanks Arts for that. I am, as I say, out on Art, so as you can see I very beautifully brushed his mane this morning, and for our last ride before he goes, so just burning some calories because Art has ballooned in the last couple of days. Anyone else having fun with their horses, trying to keep the weight off of them? All this amazing like grass growing weather that we had at sort of March, April and May means that he's the size of a hippo, and as much as I try, you know, he's in the tiniest of patches. It just, the grass just keeps growing, doesn't it? So, and also mine are only out for like 5 hours a day. God forbid they'd ever go out overnight. They'd be the size of flippin' gigantic hippos. Yeah, it's a challenge, isn't it? It is a challenge. I actually think, at the moment, I think I'd rather my normal rubbish grass than the grass I've got currently. As beautiful as it is, and as thick and luscious as it is. Currently, nobody needs to eat it, because otherwise they'll be huge. So I've just got back from work this afternoon, and there's a good old bit of thunder rolling around up there. Morning, guys. It is Saturday. Just popping Arts out to the field. This is the last time he's going out in the field with the gang. Today's the day he's moving. We had a little practice of loading yesterday because Arts has not been on a lorry for 2 years, maybe longer. And he's never been in a 3.5 ton either. He's never been the easiest to load. So we had a little practice, and I didn't expect him to go on, but I just wanted him to like stand on the ramp, have a bit of a sniff of it, just kind of, you know, get an idea of what it was like in there. And actually he was pretty good. He went on, he just didn't turn. So he's gonna have a bit of time out in the field this morning, and then when I get back from work, I will get him in. So yeah, that beautiful blue sky in the background. So yeah, I'm just hoping that we get him on all right, and that he travels okay, obviously. I mean, generally speaking, he's not ever been a bad traveller, but obviously when it's been such a long time for horses, sometimes it can take them a while to find their feet. And we'll just take it nice and slow. And you know, sometimes when you feel like it'd be just good to get this day done, as much as it's obviously, you know, there's so many positives to it, it'll still be nice just to get the day done. Get it? Turn the electric fence on because we don't trust you. Sienna would be a great criminal if she was a human. She'd break out of anywhere. Are you going to be a good boy to load? How long is it going to take us? Anyway, just clipped his feathers and just giving him a bit of a brush. Hopefully he's not got any massive pee stains on him. He quite often likes to lay in his pee at night. I have got slight nerves at the moment, but I think that's more because of driving. But we will miss you, Arts. We really will. Afternoon, guys. Have I got more grey hair? I think I probably have. This morning was stressful. I obviously didn't video any of it because A, I could only focus on Arts, and B, obviously wasn't going to video him going to his new home. But it was stressful. I feel a little drained now. Bless him. He was so good. He actually loaded like a champ, but he could not work out how to turn his body, and it didn't matter, you know, me putting pressure on his sides, he just couldn't work it out. And so he'd stand on the lorry, on the truck, I'd try and push his body over, he wouldn't get it, and then he'd slowly reverse back off again. So he must have loaded 20 odd times. Bless him, he kept going up, but I just could not get through to him how to turn his body. And you know, these boxes, they do look like a small space for a big horse. So anyway, it was a bit stressful, and he was strong, but he did keep loading, like I say. What a superstar. I mean, we did get through quite a lot of food. Anyway, after a while I was like, we need to take a break, because the one thing I didn't want to do is upset him, because he was doing so well about loading that I was like, this is huge, the fact that he keeps loading. At one point, loaded on his own, he just couldn't turn. That was the only issue, having only ever been in a lorry. He thought once he was on, he was in position. Anyway, I gave him a break and then thought, right, we're gonna have one more go. And I brought a dressage whip along, and I thought I'll just tickle his side so that I can still stand at his head end. Madam was not very happy. And help move his body. And that did work. He straight away swung his bum around, but he just then panicked a bit. So, you know, he was just a bit upset. Started calling, and just for a minute or two, he was just a bit all over the place. But actually, he then settled and was eating. But while we were driving, he called the whole time. And, you know, he was just digging the floor a little bit and so on. So it wasn't the easiest of drives with him screeching in the back. But actually, travelling-wise, he actually travelled really well. Like, he barely moved. He just wouldn't stop screaming. And, of course, he was upset. So when we got there, he was quite hot and sweaty. So anyway, he had a shower when we got there. And I got him to their field and turned him out. And actually, he was so good when he got there. He was so well behaved. Just got on and started eating, met their horses and all that. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit broken, I won't lie. I'm so sad about it, but it is for the best. And they will adore him so much. So, you know, it is good. It's just, yeah, it's just sad, isn't it? You know, it's the problem. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't get rid of any of them. I'd keep them all forever. But you can't do that. So we'll see. Obviously, like I said, if anything, you know, for any reason it doesn't work out there, and they're not getting on or whatever, I'm sure they'll be fine by the way. But, you know, he can come home. But this is for the best. So, yeah. So now I've got a very upset Sienna who's like, she can't understand why he hasn't come back off the truck. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to carry on cleaning the truck out. And, yeah, I'm still devastated. Why could I not win the lottery and I could keep them all forever? As evenings go, this one's pretty beautiful today. I've managed to drag myself out to ride. It's now 8:45 in the evening. Didn't quite manage it in the afternoon. And I nearly didn't do it. But I thought, no, these guys have already had 2 days off this week. They don't need any more days off. And yeah, and it is, like I say, beautiful. And I thought, no. It's one of those things, you know, once you're on, you actually love it. It's just the initial, like, getting out there and getting tapped up. Sorry, this Hello, where are you off to behind me? Where have you gone? Oh. She's a little grumpy today. She always takes it out on Coop though. It's always Coop that she's grumpy with. God knows why, because he does nothing to her but look after her and protect her and be generous with his, well, I said generous, but like generous with his patience with her. And yet she treats him like dirt, honestly. It's been a really chatty, probably not the most exciting vlog, sorry. I kind of didn't really think ahead about what this vlog would be about, but obviously about arts. And yeah, still feeling quite sad really, which is daft. Because now it's time to focus on these two. No! But just take it out on him. Honestly, she's so grumpy. Yeah. So really going to try and like build Coop back up a bit, because he looks so weedy where he's not doing any schooling. I can't bear it. So not to go to any shows or anything, but it just would be good for him to look a bit more muscly and just better. Continue working with her really, and they've been very kind. They've been updating me. I've already had a couple of messages about arts, which is great. Just hope, I'm sure he's probably not given me a second thought, that horse. Anyway, it is so glorious.